Hi. So I want to preface this video with saying I'm not a saint. I'm not masterful at what I'm about to talk to you about. I'm not perfect at it yet. And you'll see what I mean when I say it. But I don't believe in this, but there's bound to be some freaking karmic backlash. You know what I mean. You've read the title. But it's important. And I think it's an important concept, and so that's why I want to communicate it to you, because it's something that took me a long time to come across, this idea, and it's taking me a long time to get good at it. But I've gotten better. I want to help you. Basically, the idea is don't let yourself have a bad day. And in that phrase is the key to what I'm saying. Don't let yourself have a bad day. Your day is up to you. I had this problem for a very long time, and it's something I still deal with, but that I've gotten egregiously better at handling, which is that if something major went wrong in my day, or some crazy cloudy sky event, something that really ruined the mood, the rest of the day, maybe even the next day, I would justify not taking action, not doing something. Which not only does it go against the whole idea of how to get out of a rut is to take action. There's a cycle I learned when I used to do karate. My instructor told me the cycle of essentially anything is it goes from motivation to inspiration to action, but you can start anywhere in that cycle, and everyone thinks they need to start at either motivation or inspiration, but you can start at action. The best way to get out of a rut is to act like you're not in one. But also, it's something that I think not a lot of people are aware of until they take the time to be like extra self-aware, self-conscious, which is like, there's this thing called the binge fallacy, which is that you mess up on one thing and you justify continually messing up, continually grabbing the shovel and digging the grave deeper and deeper, digging the void deeper and deeper, because you messed up on this one thing. And I've dealt with this in a multitude of areas in my life, but for an example, like if you were on a diet and just couldn't resist yourself, your friends brought to school or brought to work some free donuts and you had a donut and you're like, I messed up on my diet. So then you have a bag of chips because you're like, well, I already messed up. I already messed up today. I'm already past my calorie intake that I was supposed to have. I'm already past the sugar intake. Today's a waste. Today's a cheat day. For my gym rats, some of you probably know, like, you mess up one day and then it's very easy to be like, oh, no, today's the cheat day, though. Today's the cheat day. Yeah. It's an easy trap to fall into, to say, I messed up here. And sometimes subconsciously, your brain will just justify, so I will mess up the rest of the day. And when I say don't let yourself have a bad day, I mean it in the sense that that doesn't have to happen. And it feels inevitable, and it subconsciously kind of just gets carried out. But if you think about it objectively, which I know, comes across unappealing when I say it that way, but when you think about it objectively and you take a step back, there's no real good reason why you should continue to mess up or relapse or do something wrong if you messed up once. Because if the thing, like for example, if you're trying to resist something and then you do it and you mess up and you, relapse or you eat the donut or something, you continuing to binge after that, committing the binge fallacy, is telling your brain, or maybe you believe this consciously, that the very thing you think is bad for you is actually the reward. Discipline doesn't always feel good, but ideally you get to the point where discipline no longer takes discipline because it becomes its own reward. You realize the benefits of discipline and it becomes your own reward. And I don't mean this in just like monk mode type thing, but like going to the gym. That used to take discipline. I used to not want to go to the gym. And then I went to the gym enough where now I enjoy going to the gym. The gym is the reward. Skipping the gym would not be a reward for me. I would be very disappointed. Alex Hormozy has this quote: "You can be, and you probably have been, in a bad mood for no reason, so you can be in a good mood for no reason." And I think it's like so obvious, but I feel like it's so vital to point out. You have complete control over your day. And I know that sounds like a cheesy, like what people tell you when you go into a summer camp, like you get out what you put in or whatever. But it's like a cliche because it's true, because there's truth in it. And I know this is not easy, and this is why I say that I'm going to get this like freaking what goes around comes around karmic backlash from this. Because it happens to me too. But how should I say it? You choose how good of a day you have and the responses you have to what happens to you. And you have control over so little in your life that you might as well take authority over the things you can, over the very few spaces in your life that you actually have control over. And one of the only places that you have control over, one of the only arenas you have any say in, is how you respond. And if nothing can happen and you can choose to be in a bad mood, then nothing can happen and you can choose to be in a good mood. And although it's extremely difficult, Stoics would say if anything happens, you can still be in a good mood. Or it's not even about being in a good mood per se, but that's beyond the scope of what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm not a saint lately, especially, but just in general, I've dealt and lately I've been dealing with a lot. And it's not just like small stuff either. It's like some major stuff in my life and then some stuff that I've been struggling with for years. And now I seem to be on the up and up, finally out of a rut that's lasted a few maybe longer weeks. But well, I want to first say that because it's not like I'm coming from this place where I just freaking won the lottery or something. I have also not been having the best time, but you gotta like remember though that like they're still good. The good things don't become bad because there are bad things. Not even just in the binge fallacy sense where it's like, oh, I did this bad thing, so I might as well do a bunch of bad things because for some reason I think that they're the reward. But also in the sense that like, if you do a bad thing, and I know that shame has a huge part to play in this, but if you do a bad thing and then you do a good thing, the good thing didn't just suddenly lose its goodness. It didn't just stop being good. Now, it might not feel as good. It might feel emptier. You might feel more shame. You might feel like you don't deserve or you can't let yourself have the reward of the good thing. And that might be justified. But it doesn't really matter because the good thing didn't change. And what other option do you have? Saying that, what other option do you have, has been one of the biggest and most helpful mental frameworks I have. Which is like, if I'm gonna be real, I can't give up. Like, you can't. It's not like you have the ability to, but you're choosing not to. You don't have the option. Let me help you. Sorry, there's TV blaring downstairs. The time is going to pass anyways. Another piece of advice that one's my favorite, actually. The time is going to pass anyways. That's my favorite piece of advice, other than there's no good time to start or stop anything. But there's no good time for anything, actually. The time is going to pass anyways. You're going to die. I know, it sucks. Scares the bejeebers out of me sometimes. And I'm a Christian. Like, it's the reality. You're going to die. I don't want to make this video again of you're going to die, but the time is going to pass anyways. You have these goals, and you're like, at the end of this chunk of time, I want to be this person. This chunk of time is not changing. At the end of this year, you will be 1 year older. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you do. You don't have another option. What are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? What is your other option? Because you're going to become future you, whether you like it or not. Sorry, I shifted the conversation to like goals and stuff. You're going to live your day, whether you like it or not. You're going to lay in your bed and you're going to think about what happened today. And you're gonna evaluate your day, no matter what happens, unless you die, and then still you'd rather have died on a good day, right? Yeah, I don't see another option. Like, are you just like gonna give up? Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't really believe in it either. That's not to say like I'm all high and mighty. I'm not like a god or anything. Most definitely not. I can't fathom how you can understand that your life and time and space and everything is going to continue moving on, whether you like it or not. And then be like, yeah, I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop trying. It's hard. So the smart thing to do would just be to not do. The frick? You joke with me? I don't know, man. To end off the video, I got a little introspective there at the end. Sorry about that. To end off the video, it's a framework that Alex Hormozy also mentioned in a podcast with Chris Williamson that has been super helpful. Is like, if it's hard, I mean, he talks a lot about things like being hard and like this is what hard feels like and everything, but excuse me, one thing that I particularly like is adopt the framework that like, this sucks, this is hard, I'm doing things I don't feel proud about, I'm doing things that I feel shameful about, I messed up, I'm alone, start listing things. Don't look at it as like, dang, this is getting hard, I don't know if I can keep going. No. Imagine you're becoming the type of person who can deal with the problems you're having. The come up is gonna be crazy. This will be your testimony. This will be in the story you tell when you're past this. Not necessarily a test, but who are you becoming because of this? If you don't give up, well, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah. It's hard, it sucks. You don't, but you have the worst problems on planet Earth. That's gonna be a crazy come up story, bro. Like, that's gonna be insane. Yeah, and sometimes it's good to remind yourself of that. So, have a good day. You don't have another option. Yeah, bro. I know my friends are gonna freaking quote this at me like to no end, because I haven't had a good day until like 2 or 3 days ago or something, for like 3 weeks, and they know it. They're gonna be like, oh, Noah, just have a good day. But even if I can't do it well, doesn't mean it's not true. If a chain smoker, says don't smoke cigarettes, they're bad for you, it doesn't change the fact that his statement was true. He's just not good at keeping it. What I said is right. Trust me. I hope you all have the bestest of days. Thank you for the recent support, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.